I try to get rid of the word bullying when I talk. And the reason is, if the word bullying is in the conversation, logic is not. People, when they hear that word, everybody defines it in their own way, and it brings up emotions. And for a lot of people, it brings up kind of trauma. And instead of looking at the situation that's happening, they're thinking about what has happened to them or what they've seen on the evening news. So I invented this program with my friends called Squabbles, and we love to ask the question of, what happened? And we teach students that there's really 4 different types of aggression. So there's verbal direct, there's nonverbal direct, there's verbal indirect, and there's nonverbal indirect. You're like, oh my gosh, Jeff, my head's gonna explode. Like, what the heck, bro? The way I break it down for kids is I say, well, did they say something to you? Did they do something to you? Did they say something about you, or did they do something without you? So maybe it's verbal insults, name calling, teasing. That would be an example of verbal direct. Maybe it's like a physical provocation. They did something to me, where it's a push or a shove or a poke or a kick, someone pulling your hair, right? That's how I woke up. My 6-month-old son decided to wake me up this morning by pulling my hair in bed. It's a great way to wake up. And then the verbal indirect is like someone talking about you behind your back. So that's the gossip, the rumors, cyber insults can go there often. And then, if someone's chatting about you in like a forum or something, or they got a whole Discord feed about how lame you are, that would fall under that category. And then finally, the last one is you might say, hey, they did something without me. Or I would say, oh, did they do something without you? And that's like social exclusion, right? Like leaving you out, not inviting you to the party, kicking you out of some sort of group chat, that sort of thing. And so when we think of it, anything would fall in what we call the meanness matrix. So these 4 categories of they said something to me, they did something to me, they said something about me, or they did something without me. Any behavior we would call bullying or abuse or harassment, these umbrella terms that we're like, yeah, but what happened? Like, what were the specifics? We could put it in one of those 4 categories. So as we chat this morning and as we ask questions and as I try to answer the questions, I'm going to ask you for specifics. And the reason why is you can't consult or counsel or clinically treat a unicorn. And I know that sounds crazy, but bullying often is a unicorn. People, until we really specify what the problem is, we can't find a clear solution. Now, the cool thing is for every one of those types of 4 aggression that we just talked about, there's a really simple and clear solution for each one. But we have to define or identify the aggression first before we can get there. So as I answer your questions, if you say something about bullying, I'll say, well, what do you mean? What's the specific behavior? Did they say something to you, do something to you, say something about you, or do something without you? And the clearer we can get on that, the easier it is to find a really clear solution and help somebody. Anyone that's really smart working in the mental health field or education, they will not use the word bullying. They might use it initially because that's just what people call it out in the world, right? But if they're truly trying to solve a problem and they use that word, they don't know what they're talking about. Like no psychologist or sociologist worth their salt will use that. Instead, they'll say social aggression. They'll say dominance behavior. Someone wants to try to dominate, have power over you. They want to see you lose and they want to win. And that's really a more objective and clear way to describe the problem.